Alright, hello, and
They say is true.
I was gonna say good evening, but it's not,
How beautiful it is.
it's not really good evening, because I'm streaming in the afternoon. It has been pretty much a week, almost, since I've last shown up, but I have graduated, and I can't really say on break, because it's not really a break, I'm kinda just free now, if you want to put it that way. But yeah, as of right now, I'm kinda just chilling, and occasionally, uh, job hunting, you know, gotta move on to the big boy stuff. Uh, Sorry, I'm trying to also sort out some stuff in the on the back. But yeah, so currently I am back at home, but only for this week. Next week I am going to be on vacation and probably won't come back until next Thursday. But for now, I'll just talk about my plans. So today I'm finishing the Genshin event. If I'm feeling up to it, I might finish the Honkai chapter 36 chapter that, or the final act of it, which shouldn't take more than 2 hours. If not, I might be streaming Star Rail instead, albeit there probably isn't much to really stream on Star Rail other than a quick catch up, just a catch up session because I've made some reasonably decent changes to my account to so yeah, I'll probably just catch up on that. And then I don't know what I'll really do, cause well, I guess I could talk about it the next time I stream Star Rail, but I'm kind of just at the end game now, just figuring out what I want to burn my Trailblaze power on. Let me see. Sorry, I probably should have done this beforehand, but yeah, whatever. There we go. Yeah. So we'll worry about the other games when we get to it, but for now, you're here with Genshin. So Genshin itself, I have undergone some major, not really major, but some pretty good count changes. So I did do some, I've been doing artifact grinding pretty much for the past several weeks. And so the biggest changes to my account, first and foremost, Hu Tao. I have switched back to Crimson Witch because I managed to get better substats on some of the pieces. So now my stats look like this. To be honest, this is not that much better. Some might say it might be worse than what I was running on my 4-piece Shimenawa.
Toodaloo.
My crit rate is 1 hit higher, but my crit damage is 2 hits lower. Elemental Mastery is about the same, if not a bit higher. Energy Recharge is definitely higher, but the main difference is I'm back on 4-piece Crimson, so I think long term this is probably better. And I don't have to worry about not having my ultimate up for survival purposes during floor 12 of Abyss. Now, the more greater changes that I am happier with is with my Xingqiu and Xiangling. Farm so much emblem set that I actually now have a 4-piece for all of them, albeit the stats aren't that much better. For example, Xingqiu, he's gained a lot more crit damage because I'm running a crit damage hat, I think, but he's lost quite a big crit rate. But his stat, 4-piece, I think it's worth trading off the imbalance for a 4-piece emblem. Same thing with Xiangling. I think her EM has gone up. Her crit rate and crit damage actually hasn't changed so much, but she does have 20 more recharge with a 4-piece emblem, so her energy problem should be much better. But overall, I think it's a better change for the account. Other than that, this new event came out a few days ago, yesterday or the day before. But I'm gonna wait for the whole thing to come out. Actually, I might not even stream it. I might just do it on my own time. Baiju came out with Kave. Baiju Story Quest, I'll probably try and do it. Today's Thursday. I'll probably try and do it Saturday. Yeah, I'll probably try and do it Saturday. I think I've given up on the idea of doing hangouts on stream. I think it's just something I'd rather just do on my own time because it's like, I wouldn't say it's too much dialogue, but it's definitely more dialogue than engaging gameplay compared to major event stuff. So I think I'm just gonna do that on my own time. I haven't gotten any new achievements. Not that I really guide for those or anything, but yeah. The event. I have completed pretty much all the quests except for like epilogue stuff. I have maxed out this thing. So I did claim some of this stuff. I claimed the banners, but we do have a crown and the stage. But more importantly, got QD Faruzan. So yeah, we have this. And then we have this quest from Dory. And then we have this from one of the side activities. Alright. I guess I didn't really check, but it's by 6 seconds. That's actually really, really nice. 6 seconds is really picking it up. I hope it says my mic isn't picking it up, but I do have a fan running in the back because it is so much hotter here in the current room I'm in. But I have it facing downward, so it's not going directly into my mic, but it's managing to still keep me cool. So I'll go with that. All right, let's get started.
Ah, you're here. Sorry, I was just
Surprised
about
my
to
mic
send
is
someone to
my mic
inform
picks
you.
up me like
I only just finished interrogating the
licking my
suspects.
lips, I guess. I don't know how to describe the sound, but yeah.
What did you find out?
Well, lots of unexpected details, let's put it that way. The mercs themselves were surprisingly easy to catch. We just had someone dress up as Sachin and they took the bait. But then it starts to get messy. During the interrogation, we learned that they were hired by Sachin's own child.
What? Why would someone want to kidnap their own father? What's up with that?
It's anybody's guess at this point. In any event, apparently the guys
That
we
is one
caught are
messed
just the
up
tip of
family.
the iceberg. Most of them are still snooping around outside the city. We're diverting manpower as we speak to try and round them all up. Would you like to come along?
Sure, let's go get to the bottom of all this.
All right, and okay. Hang on. Man, it's been a while since I've actually heard this song. The damn feels strong, man. Oh, they're in the ruins. Yeah, I remember all those room guards. They had the fungus trapped in some cages, I believe. Oh, took damage from. Oh, wait, they all got knocked out.
Are you sure this is the right place? Something feels off.
I'm positive. But I don't understand why they're all unconscious on the ground.
Oh, I guess another thing since we're on Genshin, the live stream's actually on Saturday and not a
Boss, we
not
got
Friday.
more company.
So who knows? I might segue into Baiju story quest after the
Look,
Genshin live stream,
We were just doing what we were paid to do.
or I might just come back in the
Punishing
afternoon
the wrong
because
people here.
even though it's at
You want the
9,
real culprit?
I'll
It's this
probably
guy.
be eating breakfast and all that.
He hired us to kidnap Sachin.
What happened? Who beat you all up?
Wait, you mean you aren't with them?
Oh, they spilled the beans.
With who? Who did this?
First there was this flying brat. Didn't bother asking any questions, just started throwing punches. After that, some guy wearing green came along
Oh,
and
that's
interrogated us for a
probably
bit.
Wanderer and
I've
Alhaitham.
got the confirmation I needed. This is the one who masterminded this whole plot. Jawani, Sachin's son. If you have any questions for him, now's your chance to ask them. When you're done, I'm arresting them all and taking them back to the academia
Shouldn't you
for
have, like,
further interrogation.
some guards or whatever,
So
because
why
I don't
did
think
you
he's
hire
gonna be able
people
to track all of them
kidnap
by himself.
Sachin?
What do you think? 20 years ago, he upped and left to go and live a carefree life, not giving a second thought for my welfare. As if that's not bad enough already, he wouldn't put his entire fortune in the care of the academia, along with a contract saying that one day he'd pass it all on to a genius he admired. That's my inheritance. by rights. You expect me to sit back and watch it go to someone else? If he won't give me what's mine, I'll just have to take it from him. Of course! Didn't he say he would be here somewhere, watching the championship from the shadows?
To pick out
I
her,
figured I'd get
to
some
pick out
people
that
to
person.
nab him. Then I make him change the contract. And if the academia doesn't agree to hand over the goods, I make him publicly announce that I'm his chosen genius. No, the old fart knows how to stay hidden. I'll give him that. He's probably cooped up somewhere watching all this go on and laughing to himself. I already thought he'd gone mad 20 years ago. And who knows what a madman's truly capable of. Diadem of Knowledge? You mean that thing he donated to the academia? Well, I can tell you that it's very expensive. He sold a lot of assets to purchase it back in the day. Huh. Weird things started happening after he brought it home, too. For example, sometimes we'd hear a high-pitched voice coming from the storage room. Also, before donating it to the academia, he once shut himself in that same storeroom and researched it non-stop for days. Something was already seriously wrong with him by that point. Nothing he did shocked me.
What do you mean, something wrong with him?
I only have a vague memory of it, since I was very young at the time. But I have the impression that he went out into the desert for research and didn't return for many years. When he finally did return, he was a changed person. He would mumble incomprehensibly and write essays day and night. I asked if I could see what he'd written, but he chased me out of the room. Later, he went out somewhere and took his written essays with him. When he got back, he signed his contract with the academia. Part of me wonders whether he'd already stopped being my father by that point. Perhaps the man we called Sachin was a demon from the desert who was wearing his skin.
Okay, you can stop now. You're creeping Paimon out.
You can believe me or not. Doesn't matter to me. I told you all I know. But if you do see Sachin, tell him this for me. Whatever it is that he's researching out there, he'll always be garbage in my eyes.
You finished? In that case, come with us. Well, we finally caught the guy behind all this. Thanks for providing us with the critical information. Do you still have any lingering concerns?
Yeah, Al-Haytham's notes do mention that item.
Scribe Al-Haytham looked into this matter. Understood. Well, if you believe there to be an issue with the diadem, I'd suggest contacting the organizers and getting them to pause the competitions while we investigate.
That makes sense. Okay then, let's get back to the venue. We need to tell Karina what's going on.
Wow. For such a major event, there are actually not that many people. I would have thought there would have been a few more NPCs just lying around. Oh, maybe not lying around, that makes it sound kind of bad.
You're finally
Just in the area, standing around.
Where have you been? I looked everywhere for you. The third round's already started.
We were out capturing some bad guys who wanted to kidnap Sachin. But that's not important right now. We think there might be something wrong with the Diadem of Knowledge, and we'd like to investigate it.
The diadem? That seems unlikely. The Diadem of Knowledge has been used in every extravaganza over the last 2 decades, always without incident. Why has this come up now? This is pretty serious. Let me think. Okay, here's the situation. The diadem is currently in Mount Ima Forest. We moved it there before the third round began. In the third round, contestants have to go into Mount Ima Forest, find the diadem, bring it back, and place it on the stand. The first person to do this gets 4 points. Considering how close the scores are between our
So
contestants,
everyone else gets 0.
whoever
Yeah, it's
wins
pretty
this
much
round is
make or
very
break.
likely to be the winner of the whole competition. As such, I suspect competition to be very fierce. You might not make it in time. I'll mark the diadem's location for you. Please head there immediately. Let's hope nothing happens.
Alright, let's go! That's weird. The locator stopped working. Is the forest interfering with it? Ugh. Let's just go grab the diadem.
The plot thickens. We're being intercepted. Yeah, sorry if I sound a bit low energy. I'm trying to stay quiet because
Search for it.
someone's sleeping in the same room, and I also took allergy meds because now that I'm back at home, my allergies have been much worse. So I've taken medication to try and suppress it, but it's making me
Following me.
feel a bit tired, drained. So yeah, just a bit low energy, but that's okay. It's been a while since I came back.
This place looks empty. Did someone already take it? Well, we might as well head back and see if anyone's turned it in.
I gotta lie, in the trailer, I thought they were around here and not over here, but I guess that makes sense to have the entrance, you know, need a certain finish line. I actually don't know what this is for. I don't know if I've actually activated this. So let me. Oh, I have Dory out. What am I doing? I didn't really do anything, so I'm guessing I must have. Oh,
Falling. It's. Oh, looks like Layla has seized the diadem. But getting to the goal won't be easy.
oh, let me turn down the cutscene. It's a bit loud.
That guy enters the fray.
Not gonna lie, a part of me that's bothered by this cutscene is Scaramouche is like flying so far ahead, but then, you know, some of the characters kind of just show up right there.
Horizon's device has gone haywire.
The competition is heating up. Oh. And here's Kaveh bringing up the rear.
Honestly, I can honestly feel like Scaramouche can just beeline it and he'll make it.
It's Kaveh's toolbox! Throwing the diadem to its owner!
Dude, I feel like any normal human would probably just die to an impact of how fast he was flying.
Yes, that's right. Put the diadem in place, and you shall gain all you desire.
Guys,
Who are you? I need you to get out of my head!
I am confident that you will not disappoint me. What just happened to me?
honestly, I feel like I'm thinking too hard on these like event cinematics, but I feel like
Something's wrong.
if people were with their computing, they should, you know, still be fighting for the crown right there. But I mean, hey, whatever, just roll with it. Oh, looks like Scaramouche is gonna be dead in my team for
Someone to
a few
inherit
minutes.
my estate, and with it, my research. Come, Kaveh. Come to me, my child.
How do you know my name? Who are you?
I am Sachin. Well, to be precise, I am but a fragment of Sachin's mind. Fate is a curious thing. Seeing you reminds me of another I once met. But you are made of sterner stuff than he, more cognizant of the trials and tribulations of this world. It is you who are worthy to inherit all that I once owned. We meet for the first time, children. But what I mean to say now is of utmost importance. So please, pay attention and bear witness. You have all performed outstandingly in this Darshan championship. The Academia has many rare talents among its ranks, and you are the creme of the creme. But if I were to choose a successor, I would choose you, Kaveh. Not only because you were victorious, but also due to our similarities in character.
Me? Similar to you?
Why, yes. Both of us have the misfortune to be idealists, and that is the source of our misery. 28 years ago, I came to the desert and lived there for 8 full years. What do you think I saw there? Alas,
I mean, the
endless
desert probably
strife
doesn't have
and
too much
slaughter.
going on, so it's probably not that great.
Conflict over water sources, robbing of merchant caravans, exploitation of the people relentlessly, day after day. Beyond the wall of Samiel lay a completely different world from the one I knew. The things I witnessed there tormented me greatly. I wished desperately to find a way to save them.
So, did you find a way?
As a Vahumana scholar, I tried to use Vahumana knowledge to find the answer. I researched history and anthropology, performed countless experiments on human nature, and even sought out the scholars living deep in the desert who called themselves the Lost Darshan. But in the end, I found that the answer I sought simply did not exist.
Despair.
It was not possible to simply assign blame for these transgressions to any one party, for the sins are carved into humanity's very nature. Our nature begets conflict, and conflict begets destruction. This is the inexorable truth. The aim of my research was to draw lessons from history. But what I discovered was that history offers no such guidance. Things can only ever go from bad to worse. After this realization, I could no longer see the meaning in anything that I had ever learned. Consumed by an overwhelming sense of emptiness, I could no longer bear to face life. And so, I decided to bring my life to an end. But before I went through with it, a strange twist
Damn.
of fate led me to come
They
into
really,
the
they really
possession of this diadem,
went dark with this.
which has the ability to preserve part of one's consciousness. Into it, I placed my experiences before requesting that the Academia manage my estate.
As I thought, the contract you signed with the Academia was in essence your will. But if you'd given up hope on this world, why did you feel the need to do this?
I mentioned
And
that
why
I
would they
had
mention-
performed a great many experiments concerning human nature. You may regard this as the very last experiment of them all. The Academia has no shortage
I like
of
how all this is
genius
happening and
talents,
we haven't like
nurturing the brightest minds of every
said anything.
generation. And so, with a handsome reward to draw out the worthiest of individuals, my hope was that one day I would find one who could untangle the mystery of human nature once and for all, and help to move the world onto a better path.
I see. So you desired a successor who was not only a genius, but who also understood the suffering of ordinary people. Such a person would have a clearer understanding of humanity, society, and the world.
Huh?
But did you ever consider that wealth numbs the human heart to the pain in the world? Even an idealist may be incapable of following through on your wishes after inheriting your wealth.
You are highly intelligent, yet you are not the sort of person who would understand my line of thinking. To me, this is also part of the experiment. Part of my investigation into human nature. Whether my successor suffers as a
And then
consequence
Neither's just
of
like,
my
what the fuck's
research,
happening?
or succumbs to an indulgence in pleasure-seeking, my research will have progressed. I grieve the fundamental sickness of the world. I regret the unbearable weight of its history. And I lament the research that I
Oh
failed to
god, I
complete.
can already hear the lament, like,
And this,
spam
Kaveh,
for anyone else that
my
plays
dear
for doing
child,
that.
is why you will be of great utility to me.
You're absolutely certain that you want to give me everything you owned? For me to do with as I please?
I have faith in what I see in you. Now wear the diadem, Kaveh, and complete the journey that I could not. Will the verdict I reached cause you suffering? Or will this newfound wealth numb your heart? I look forward to your answer. All of my research materials are being stored at our...
Huh?
I've heard enough! My life's enough of a mess already. The last thing I need is more suffering. Keep your Mora. I don't need it. Didn't you say that you saw a lot of people in pain? Well, if that's the case, then
That's too
your
real.
wealth can go to them.
He made the right choice. Or he made the choice that he was, I don't know if he's satisfied with or, you know, happy with, because it's an experiment, you know, he shouldn't interfere with it, but...
I guess that'll be the end of that.
Kaveh.
Although, a part of
Are
me
you
wishes
alright?
you allowed them to
Any
finish,
physical discomfort? I'm
the sentence so they can at
fine.
least retrieve the stuff, but I'm pretty sure they could figure out on their own.
Thanks, Tainari. Don't worry about me.
Don't push yourself too hard.
Kaveh.
Kaveh may have broken the diadem, but he successfully completed the task prior to that. According to the rules, this makes him the victor of round 3. Points-wise, this also makes him the winner of the Inter-Darshan Championship. As the champion and Sachin's personally designated successor, Kaveh has obtained the rights to inherit the entirety of his estate. For the avoidance of doubt, can you confirm that it is your intention to donate all of Sachin's wealth?
Like I said, he thought that the world is a bad place. Well then, let's use what he left behind to change it for the better.
My
Rejecting
man.
the world will achieve nothing. He and I, we're not the same.
All right. As the scribe, I will make a
I'm
record
guessing
of
the
this
reason why
incident on file.
not many
The
people
sages will
actually need to
contact
show up
you
is
in
because they
person
had
for
like they
details
had
on
a
how exactly
camera
Sachin's
recording
estate is
device.
to
I don't
be
know if they
used.
actually have streaming in
That sounds fine.
this world.
I don't know if his research findings were right, nor would I know how to finish his research for him. But what I do know is that by ending this here, no contestants will have to suffer. We won't be the last. There will be more championships to come, and countless future scholars will follow in our footsteps. Sachin's words can only cause pain, but not anymore. No one else has to hear them now. We're all scholars here. I know full well that shutting down his views like this is autocratic and arrogant. Fine by me. I'll bear that responsibility. It's the least I can do. And, well, it's the only thing I can do.
Well said. What you've expressed is a sense of justice and idealism that many aspire to, but few dare follow through with. I say this despite the fact that, in my view, it's quite ridiculous. You have long been aware of what your flaws are, but your pride alone prevents you from admitting it. Nevertheless, your perspective is well suited to appearing in a victory speech. Contestant Kaveh, On behalf of the organizing committee, it is my honor to congratulate you on your victory.
What? Please. I don't need your insincere praise. Anyway, this isn't the time or place for debates. Keep your commentary focused on the competition, not my views.
Congratulations, Kaveh. Also, you'll need to prepare for the award ceremony. Looks like the ceremony will be held at the main venue. Let's head over and check it out!
Alright, not gonna lie, this ending, or in this final act, is a lot of... Oh right, I forgot, you were dead. This final act seems to be not as long as I thought it would be, but then again, I usually think the first act is usually the longest part.
Thank you all for your excellent performance. And that brings this year's Darshan Championship to a close. Finally, it gives me great pleasure to invite our champion, Kaveh, to the stage to receive his award. Typically at this
Not gonna
point,
lie,
we would crown
not
our champion
the lack
with
of
a diadem
claps,
as well as
or
presenting
like
them with their
a large
award.
audience clapping just makes
However,
this feel
we have just received
kinda
word
weird.
that Kaveh has inherited Sachin's estate and made the decision to donate it all to charitable causes.
Sachin's estate is getting donated?
So much, Mora. And he gave it all up?
Kaveh's generosity will give many struggling families the chance to change their lives for the better. Of course, without the diadem and prize money to present, this makes the award ceremony a little more concise than expected. Would you like to say a few words, Kaveh? I'm sure many of our audience, like myself, are curious to learn why you decided to give all this wealth away.
I'm not entirely sure what I should say under these circumstances. I'm glad to have won, even though I'd say luck played a big part in that. As for why I want to give the Mora away, I don't support Sachin's views, and I don't want to take his Mora. With a lot of things in life, people need to experience them for themselves. It shouldn't be up to one person to make a judgment on. Not him, and not me either. Anyway, this isn't really the time and place for such weighty and complicated topics. So, I guess that's all. I'll leave it there, thanks very much.
Oh, Kaveh, just one moment. While this is a short and sweet award ceremony, we do still have a prize to present you with. Please take this limited edition Genius Invocation TCG card. Additionally, your champion status will be logged in your record. This means that the Sages will give priority consideration to any future project proposals you submit.
All right, I'll take the card. But as for project proposals, forget it.
In that case, I declare the award ceremony over. Let's give our champion Kaveh one last big round of applause.
Yay!
I still don't really get it. The sum of Mora would have been enough for me to live in luxury for my entire life.
That just means you're not strange enough to understand the way that geniuses think. Come on, we've still got the whole Wisdom Gala to explore.
Glad that's over. I think I'm quite good at giving speeches, but this one was just so tiring.
Do you mean that you're still exhausted from the competition? Honestly, you don't look happy at all, but whatever else happened, you're the champion, you know? Don't you think you should be proud of that?
I suppose. Oh, wait. Sino said he wanted the card, didn't he? And now I have it, right here.
So you're gonna give it to him? But if it's a rare one, you should be able to make a tidy sum of more off it.
Why would I do that? It's of no use to me whatsoever. I may as well just give it to him. Could you pass it on to him for me when you next see him?
Whoa! This is a super big deal! You should do it yourself! Come on, let's go find Sino.
Huh? But I was gonna rest for a while longer. Hey, stop pulling my hair!
What you looking at, Sino?
I'm still thinking about the Sachin issue. What brings you here?
Well, they gave me this limited edition Genius Invocation card, and I figured you'd have more use for it than I.
But it's a limited edition. Are you sure you want to give it to me?
Oh no, they're gonna have a whole
Else would I
spiel
do
about
with
it.
it? I have no use for it.
Sano is enthralled.
It's limited edition. Kaveh, are you in trouble? You don't have to do all this. Just tell me what's wrong and I will help.
God damn it.
That's not what I meant at all. Yes, I have all sorts of problems, but that has absolutely nothing to do with this card.
Yes,
I'll
I do
figure
have
my own
problems, but
issues
that's
out
not the
by
point.
myself.
All right. In that case, I accept your generosity. But now that I realize that you have no concept of its value, I cannot simply take it from you. How about this? I shall buy it from you at a fair price. Namely, the price that the previous limited edition card sold for.
Oh, come on. It's just one card. How much could it really be worth?
Oh,
1 million more
Pepe
at
laugh.
the very least.
He doesn't know.
How much?
$1 million more?
I wonder how much a Mora is
If you
worth in
feel
the
that's too low,
span of
I
this.
can go a little higher.
1 million
this one.
more for a card? But you already have a whole bunch of these, shiny ones, don't you?
Holographic.
I saw your deck last time we played.
Not every card is this valuable, and some cards are exquisitely designed, but not rare.
Huh. Well, I guess they must pay you plenty to be General Mahamatra if you're splashing out on things like this. But really, it's fine. I'd feel bad taking Mora from a friend.
Don't feel bad. I save a lot. I can spare the Mora for this card.
You don't spend all your savings on your hobbies, do you? You should watch that, you know. You definitely don't want to end up borrowing money in a moment of impulsivity. Living with debt is miserable.
Sounds like you're speaking from personal experience. I guess you've been through a lot?
I don't want to talk about it.
In that case, maybe you're the one who should be listening to your advice. In any case, I, Sino, will take this precious card, and it shall join the deck of destiny.
I like this
Got
change
it.
of added
Come with me in
sound
a few
effects.
moments to collect
Sometimes
the
it can be
Mora.
goofy and funny, but
Thanks
also
to you,
it's a bit more.
I have achieved my goal for participating
Immersion.
in this tournament.
All right, if you insist. Far be it from me to refuse your courtesy any further. Well, at least I'll be able to keep on top of my bills this month. Maybe I'll even have some left over. In fact, let me treat you all to a meal later. Bring Tainari and Kale, too.
Well, this is what they call all's well that ends well. Paimon wonders how the other contestants are doing. Let's go check in with them, shall we? Since we're guest commentators and all.
Damn, I forgot to use the heat on Sino before talking to him, but
The wind rises.
oh what? Okay, you're in your grandpa's are. Oh, I gotta be careful because they're probably right at the door, right?
I see everything.
I think I might need some more practice if I wanted to embroider my own complex designs. Although, I'm no beginner with a needle and thread. More like upper end of intermediate?
These clothes all seem a bit too flimsy. Is there anything sturdier?
Right, they're more combat. So, do I have to go the other way if I want to catch the rest of them? Or will they still be there?
I see everything.
Okay, screw it. I'm gonna... Fuck.
I'm telling you, you can't go wrong taking advice from me on what to wear. Back in the day, my fashion style was considered cutting edge by everyone in academia.
Yeah, that was
Really?
then. This is now.
Well, then, sure, Madame Farzan. Maybe you could pick out a few
I don't
fashionable
know.
outfits
This
for us.
is... Ooh.
Farazan, Nilu, even Dia and Candace are here. What are you all up to?
Candace and I bumped into these two while we were strolling through the streets. Madame Farazan here's pretty friendly. When she heard that we were buying clothes, she decided to give us some help.
don't really see anything I'm familiar with. Never mind. We can purchase some textiles and make the clothes ourselves. Let's go with the plain fabric as our base. And embroider red and pink flowers on. Oh, and some green leaves.
Oh, wait a sec. You sure that's the latest style? That sounds a lot like what the older folks back home would wear.
Don't worry. This style is a timeless classic.
No thanks. This is actually sounding pretty weird.
Wait. Madame Parzan's right. That style is a classic, and used to be mainstream fashion. But these days, there's some other options too. If you don't mind, how about I pick some clothes out for everyone? It's not often that we get to meet up, especially since Candace rarely makes it to Sumeru City. Also, I know a few places where I can get a great bargain.
Sure. I'm happy to leave it to you.
I'll come with you to have a look. One always has to keep on top of what the youth of today are into.
Madame Farazan? Come quick! She's over here!
Oh, got some fans.
Who are you?
We're new in the academia. We saw all the amazing things you did during the competition. Do you have any classes we could sign up for?
Of course I do. And you're both very welcome to join.
That's great! We can't wait. What's your area of research? Precision mechanics?
I'm from Haravatat.
Huh? But you seem like an expert in machines. Wait, sorry. I remember now. You were representing the Haravatat Darshan in the championship. Ugh, their classes are so boring, though. I'm sorry, ma'am. Let me know if you run any other classes in the future. I'll be there.
I knew it. What about you? Aren't you going to leave with your friend?
I think you're amazing, Madame Farazan, and I'd like to learn from you for a while if possible. I can take the class you're teaching as an option, even though cross-Darshan lessons might be a little tough to arrange. But I look forward to learning from you.
I see. You're a good egg, child. Don't worry. Study under me, and I promise you, you will get the best teaching available.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Well, I won't disturb you any further. See you in class.
I don't quite understand what happened there, but congratulations, I think.
Traveler, Paimon, would you two like to come and pick out some clothes?
Sorry, we can't. We've got a meal with Kaveh later, and we have to check in with all the other contestants before then. Oh, by the way, have any of you seen Hat Guy or Layla?
I don't know where Hat Guy went. We
Of
just
course.
saw Layla not too long ago, though.
Of course, he would be the one to pee-poo.
But she was hanging out with some other Ratahoa students, so we didn't get a chance to speak with her. Are you gonna go and see what she's up to?
Ratahoa students? They must be the ones who voted for her to enter the competition, right? Oh, she didn't end up winning, so Paimon wonders how they feel about that. Let's go take a peek.
Okay, they do stay here, cool.
The classics are the best. Period.
Period.
The classics
Oh,
are the
what?
best. Period.
Our hitboxes are wonky.
Hey! Tia and Candace are both pretty tall. That means they have a lot of options when it comes to clothes.
Alright, and then have to go through the pain of trying to figure out how to get to a... I went the wrong way. Dude, why is this so twisty, Wendy? I would never know.
I'm sorry, everyone. I could have done better in the third round.
Oh, stop it! If you're going to beat yourself up after doing as well as you did, how bad does that make us look, huh? Heck, it's not like any of us had the guts to enter the championship.
I didn't see the whole thing, but you were the only contestant who scored points in both the first two rounds, right? And I heard that you actually found the diadem first in round 3. You came so close to winning the competition.
I just got lucky, I think.
That can't be true. You had some really stiff competition out there. The renowned Tainari from Amorta, even Sino the General Mahamatra was there. You're amazing, all of you. Getting points off them is a huge achievement. The way I see it, people aren't exaggerating one bit with the nicknames they give you. You are a genuine genius.
Aw, thanks a lot. But I really don't think I qualify as a genius. In the second round, for instance, I dozed off and somehow found myself beside the device when I came to.
Ah, come on, don't be so hard on yourself. We've decided we're taking you out to celebrate, and that's final. Let's go. Cheer up, Layla. The rest of today's all about you.
Looks like things are going well for Layla. This is great!
Yeah, she got... There are some people out there that are proud of her. She can stick her head up high.
Oh well, it's almost mealtime. We'd better go meet up with Kaveh and Sino now. Everyone hold it? What a relief.
What a relief indeed. Alright, looks like we're chilling in the tower and getting some grub. Not gonna lie, it doesn't make me a bit hungry. I did eat brunch, yes, but it wasn't too heavy. So I am getting hungry again. I do have snacks, but I don't want to leave in the middle of this. I love this BGM.
Are you sure you have enough to cover this? Don't blow it all at once.
Don't worry, I budgeted very carefully, and this is well within my means. Anyway, I've lost count of how many times you've treated me. It's high time I return the favor. Oh, Traveler, Paimon, over here!
Ooh, look at all this! Good food, here we come!
I heard that you went to see the other contestants. How's everyone doing?
Farazan found herself a student, and Layla's classmates are bowled over by how well she did. We couldn't find Hat Guy, though. Who knows where he's gone?
Alhaitham's gone missing in action, too. Huh. The one time I'm actually in a good enough mood to treat him to a nice meal, he disappears without a trace. That guy. Where the heck could he have gone? I still have questions about that note he left. Well, whatever. He can do what he wants. Now, let's eat.
You shocked me a little when you hurled the diadem to the ground. On further reflection, of course, it made sense, but at the time I was expecting at least some amount of deliberation.
Sachin's voice started talking to me inside my head from the moment I picked it up. I could feel his emotions, too. It was a mix of despair and horror swirling around inside my mind. He bombarded me with his ideas relentlessly, like he was trying to brainwash me. It gave me a splitting headache that only got worse as he went on. Like I was saying at the time, his views are not necessarily completely without value. But if all his research does is lead to misfortune, then we're probably better off without it.
If his forbidden research were to spread in a harmful form and cause people to suffer, the Matra would step in and ban it.
I think you did the right thing. I suppose another way to approach it would have been to claim that you agreed to inherit his research, but give up the research as soon as you've inherited the wealth. But that wouldn't have been your style.
Yeah, it's a bit
I won't comment on his
insincere, I
theories
guess.
or experiments, but I don't believe that he was careless in his choice of candidate. He chose you. That means he knew what he was doing.
Perhaps. I just think that if you accept someone else's things, you should honor their wishes.
That's a good thing. It means that you have integrity.
Thank you, oh my god, thank you. See, you get me, Kale. It's a good thing Alhaitham isn't here right now. He'd be quick to explain why you're wrong.
Seems like you always include him in the conversation, even when he isn't here.
Yep, no dinner with Kaveh is complete without a few words about Alhaitham.
I sense that Alhaitham has in fact been here with us all along.
He's here? Where? Why didn't you tell me?
He lives rent-free in each of our hearts.
Oh, that was horrifying. It literally sent chills down my spine.
Good thing you didn't say that before we started eating. That would have killed the mood in a heartbeat.
Indeed.
Alright, enough about all Hatham. Tainari, did you achieve what you wanted out of the championship?
I did, in the first round, in fact. Word of mouth proved very effective. I spoke to a handful of people, they told their friends, and so on. Now, a record number of people have signed up to attend the next lecture. Oh, are you free next month? You should come along, maybe even say a few words.
About what? I don't know the first thing about anything Amorta related.
Just play to your strengths. For instance, you could talk about the distinguishing features of rainforest architecture, or ask everyone not to chop down too many trees the next time they're building a house.
Oh, well, that's no problem. Sure, I'll make time. Has everyone had enough to eat? I can order more if anyone's still hungry.
I'm full. Thanks. Paimon's super full, too. If only we could eat like this every day.
Yeah, we should do this more often. Work will always be there, but seeing friends is important too. This is a good restaurant. Let's definitely come here again.
Well, I
Sounds
mean,
good.
there aren't that
should
many
pick
other
a few
restaurants, as far
places
as I'm aware of.
backup options, though.
There are other good places around here, too? Oh, and don't forget to invite us if you go. There's nothing we love more than good food.
Kaveh, do you have plans after this?
I was thinking of maybe going to the academia for some alone time. Nothing set in stone, though. Why do you ask?
With this limited edition card in my deck,
Peak
I have
connection.
reached peak connection with my cards. This is my most worthwhile purchase in quite some time.
This was some pretty successful ordering today. Not a dish wasted. Oh, I almost forgot. I should order a couple of extra things to take back home.
I wonder when Kaveh will be able to pay off his debts. I wish him the best of luck.
Everyone hold hands.
Whoops. Not gonna lie, I always wonder what to call these. It's like, it's a couch that can also function as a bed, like...
Hey, it's been so nice not having to study these last few days. I hope I don't fall behind. Wait. Oh, I've completely forgotten where I was up to.
Well, it looks like this Darshan Championship's a wrap. All that stuff with Sachin and the diadem got sorted too. Have you still got anything else on your mind? Oh, right. Yeah, Sachin said that he placed his research materials at somewhere beginning with but Kaveh smashed the diadem of knowledge before he could finish. It might be dangerous if someone finds his old research stash, right? Where do you think it could be?
I mean, there's probably only so many places that can start A, but...
Holy smokes, you're right!
I mean, that's true, he did go to the desert.
Researching in the desert, didn't he? So it's very possible that that's where he'd leave all his notes. Alright then, let's head off to Aru Village and try our luck!
Oh hey, there's Isak. And then there's Soheil from Golden Slumber.
I see everything.
There's all hate film. Hey, my boy just... So he was here. Oh.
Didn't expect to run into you here.
Oh, hey,
Same for
Beth.
you.
What are you doing here? And what are you reading? Are those?
Sachin's notes? Yes. I came across his profile while I was organizing some documents and became interested in his research. If it wasn't for that, I never would have agreed to being a commentator. I had a hunch after seeing the fragment of his mind, and sure enough, I came here and found his research.
Wait, so you've read it already? Are you alright? How do you feel?
I think you may have misunderstood something. The reason Sachin chose that architect to inherit his research was that only he could really empathize with both the calamity and the humanity that these notes seek to convey. Only one who resonates with these sentiments would suffer and begin to think of history as bleak, the present as perplexing, and the future as pessimistic. Empathy is a double-edged sword. Clearly, I am not the same sort of person as Sachin was. Empaths have many friends, and their wide social circle comes with certain societal advantages. But this also makes it hard for them to achieve their goals.
Why's that?
All important things in life involve other people. As such, it's extremely difficult to live a life that causes no harm whatsoever to others. If you really want to achieve your goals, you have to be prepared to make enemies along the way. Not everyone can deal with that reality. And that reality is like the material here. Objective, heavy, negative. But, at the end of the day, for all these experiment results and conclusions, it's just one person's perspective. Sachin's.
So, what are your thoughts now that you've read it?
As a scholar, Sachin was without a doubt a genius. He laid the blame for the darkness in the world squarely on humanity, experimented extensively with reliable results, and drew logical conclusions. In that sense, one
In the
might say
orders of
his views
science,
were
the way he
correct.
conduct the experiences.
People are
Right.
bad, and things can
But
only ever get worse?
humans are very
All of
complicated
that's true?
creatures, so
That
can't
is
really
not a
judge
question for me to answer.
properly.
Someone else will arrive shortly. You can ask them instead. All I will say is that the world is not built
Yeah, there
on
is no right,
correctness alone.
always right or wrong.
Sometimes, being correct means nothing at all.
Yep.
Lofty ideals may provide no defense at all against nihilism, but perhaps little decisions can. By their own choice, the idealist seeks to bring happiness to all while denying themselves the same. Thus, they shall never reach even the borders of truth until they wipe away the ignorance that blinds them. I've never been able to agree with certain philosophies. Even Sachin himself struggled to comprehend the notion of sacrificing oneself for the greater good. But sadly, all viewpoints will find their supporters, and the way we see the world largely decides our fates. Alright then, I got what I came for. These research materials are yours to look after. I'll be off.
Wait, so you came here just to read this stuff? You missed out on a big get-together, you know.
Get-together? Ah, yes, that makes sense. This is a good opportunity for that sort of thing.
Guess what? Kaveh treated everyone this time.
Then I'm sure he packed up the leftovers for me. See ya.
Damn, he already knows.
And there he goes. Well,
And then we just had the
looks
cats.
like he really wasn't affected by this research. He said that someone else would answer our questions. Who do you think that'll be?
Oh man, hey, there's the duo.
Traveler, Paimon, you're already here. Nahida! Oh, and that guy.
Oh, hey, don't be so rude.
So you asked him to take part in the championship? Yes, it was me. Are you surprised? Did you know that there was something wrong with the
I
diadem
mean, yeah, if there was anything he would get involved with. If he were to get involved in social events like these, someone has to sell up for it.
Research is not mistaken. He spent his entire life researching this topic, and these materials are a result of that. These are the crystallization of his wisdom. Yes, I was worried that the material might cause some disruption, but I didn't want to wipe away all his hard work searching for the truth. So instead, I had Hat Guy here help me keep an eye on things.
Seriously? I think you can stop calling me that now.
Why? Don't you like it? Well, anyway, if Sachin's chosen successor hadn't been able to handle his research, or if it had brought pain to more people, he would have intervened at a suitable moment.
And after all that, the person Sachin chose turned his nose up at his life's work. Pretty hilarious.
I was also hoping that
Kek
this could be an
W, if I
opportunity
may,
for you to
Omega
learn how to
lol,
interact
if you so
with
choose.
normally.
It's like that type of meme,
It
I
looks
don't
like
know.
that didn't work out.
That wasn't necessary. I'm still paying you back for your help. And the last thing I need is more reasons to be indebted to you.
Maida, what did you mean by Sachin's research is not mistaken? Does that mean that you approve of his research?
Put it this way instead. Truth to me is like a shroom boar. Some people only see the mushroom on the shroom boar's back, and they conclude that the shroom boar is a mushroom. Others see only the shroom boar's body, and they declare that the shroom boar is a boar. Still others look deeper inside, and determine that the shroom boar
Yes,
is
real
meat.
philosophical
These
and all that.
conclusions are all correct in their own way, but none of them objectively describe the shroom boar.
Paimon kinda gets it, but also not really.
The world is the same way. No one, not even I included, can understand it in its entirety. All of us are somewhere on the
Yeah,
path
I'll always
toward
have
truth.
a piece of it, you know.
Within the confines of our limited knowledge, some may blindly believe in the beauty of this world, and others may focus only on its evils. In truth, the most important thing isn't what state the world is in now, but what people hope it will become. But of course, I don't mean that as a criticism or a call to action. Ultimately, my duty as the God of Wisdom is to guide every form of wisdom to a place where it can find its purpose.
That was a long speech. So what are you actually going to do with these research materials?
Because Kaveh, as the successor of this research, does not wish to see these ideas disseminated, I will seal it up. But even though Sachin's research could be considered negative wisdom, it is still a building block of the truth. If someone wishes to follow in his footsteps in the future, I will not stop them. I also look forward to the day that a member of the Vahumana Darshan can not only comprehend his theories, but also find a way out from the despair as well.
Vahumana doesn't have that kind of talent. Wait, you're not intending to keep me in Vahumana long term, are you? I don't remember signing up to become a scholar. Don't you think I'm useful enough to you as a prisoner?
Oh boy, here
Damn,
we go again.
he really wants to
You think so?
make her give a make a reason for him
I would say that in Sumeru,
not to get the nice
even
treatment.
prisoners have a right to an education. I hope that your studies in Vahumana will help you deal with your own fate and learn how best to settle old debts from your past. I will review your final thesis myself. I'm expecting great things from you, Mr. Hat Guy.
He's not amused. Alright. Oh wait, what? Did they just leave? Okay, so apparently this next part, shoot. Apparently this next part is different depending on where or not you finish Dory's part that gives extra info on the whole thing that goes on. But because I jumped to this last part, I honestly don't know if I don't know if I'll get to see this additional dialogue, but you know, I'll try anyway, so I'll clear out the rest of these extra side quests, and then we'll head to the academia. Okay, so these came from like the minigame where you scan the area for diggables. This was part of the job, you gotta accept that you probably aren't gonna find things half the time. Alright, and then last but not least, time to go visit Dory. What more juice does she have for us? And this is the second time you had to ask her for some free gifts. 20 years ago, a contestant changed after taking part in a competition. Saw him in Aru village where he ended up. Oh man, we just left our village. Gosh darn it. Actually, this gives you an opportunity. Let me go quickly heal and then head on over. Speaking of healing, because I've been doing so much artifact farming, my crystal fly count has probably dropped by like 50 because I don't normally farm crystal flies. And I'm honestly thinking, because now that I have so much more time, I think it might be a good time to start popping some of these fragile wet resins for artifacts. I'll probably still keep about half of them maybe, for when Fontaine comes out, just so I can potentially be ready for new characters to come out in case I do roll for whichever the first characters are. But yeah, in terms of farming characters, I think the only ones I really want to work on is probably still continue to farm emblem set, just because I know I can still get better pieces for Milan, Raiden, Xingqiu, Xiangling. I do want to get a 5th set for when I eventually get Deo. And I honestly don't know if anyone's going to be using Shimenawas, but if I ever run out of artifacts, they can just run a 4-piece set, because why the heck not? I'm pretty sure I have enough Shimenawa sets to do like 2 pieces. And then I'll probably just start foddering some of these relics to the strongbox for I think I'll focus on Crimson for now, just so I can get my Huta a really nice set going. And then I'll switch over to Thundering Fury, just so Sino and maybe hopefully one day Kaching will get into my team, and then I'll give her another set. And then from there on, we'll figure out what we need. Oh god, this, not gonna lie, scrolling through this is kind of disorienting. Yeah, I have so many locked artifacts that have potential. I need to sit down one day to just plus four all of these. Cause like, Jesus, I have way too many things that I've locked that I could probably get rid of. Like, I would say probably about 200 of these are locked artifacts, especially in the Gladiator section, Wanderer. But yeah, I'll get through those at my own time, and if anything...
There's no need to exchange.
I probably won't show off all the good stuff I got unless I put it onto a character. Yeah, well, I don't know. This is just a bit of account organization. You know, always keep tabs on things. Might as well show it off. Strange creature had it right. This is Kave's father, I'm almost certain. if he's the one that died in quicksand. Alright, now that that's there, time to visit. I think that's a Kave. Let's see where or not we get the additional scene. He is here. Now, I think what the difference is, if you do not complete Dory's portion of the quest, well, let's go to it first. Let's see if we actually did or not.
20 years ago, the Academia had just received Sachin's estate. To celebrate the huge investment, the Academia extravaganza that year was grander than usual.
Okay, yeah, if you didn't do Dory's part of the quest, Kawe will be talking to Alhaven instead, and Alhaven will be sharing him some, if not all, the details that we kind of learned from Dory's extra expositions.
I was very young then, and I remember seeing posters for the Darshan Championship all over the city. I couldn't help but mention it to my father. I even told him that I really liked the look of the diadem. It was so unique. So he said, "Why don't I win it, so I can let you play with it for a few days?"
Oh, no.
That made me very happy, and I nodded enthusiastically. But to my surprise, he didn't win. And when he got back home, he seemed extremely depressed. Later, he left home, saying that he wanted to do some investigating in the desert. The quicksand got him not long after that. For many years, I couldn't face up to it at all. If I just kept my mouth shut, maybe none of it would have ever happened.
Okay, if we don't say anything, Alhaven shows up, but to be honest, I haven't seen anyone actually done this dialogue option, so I want to see what happens if I bring it up. I feel like if I bring it up, Alhaven doesn't actually show up, or his dialogue may change, but I might as well be the one to go with it.
So the person we came across in our investigation, who went into the desert 20 years ago, it was...
Is that why Sachin thought I looked familiar? I can't believe it. My father was always too kind for his own good. Sachin's research would have saddened him greatly. He must have gone into the desert when he heard about it to find those who were still suffering. It all makes sense now. I've tried telling myself so many times over the years that maybe his sudden depression wasn't because he didn't win the competition. Maybe something else was going on that I wasn't aware of. But in the end, it all started with me mentioning the competition to him.
Oh, Kave.
Don't worry. I destroyed the diadem. There will never be another tragedy like this again. Never again.
Yep, so it seems like we don't see the Alhaven scene, which, you know, on one hand, that blows, but on the other hand, you know, you got to see it from our perspective. Alright, but yeah, that's, I guess that's it. It was relatively fast. I could stream a bit long. Take care of some other stuff, but like I said, I'm feeling a bit low energy. I'd rather save Baiju's quest for when I can be more vocal about some parts on Saturday. I might come back tonight or tomorrow for Honkai Impact, and then I'll probably try and fit in the Star Rail thing at some point and talk about changes there and future plans and whatever. Alright, but yeah, thank you for your time. I will be back relatively soon. Yeah, you know, I'll just save future talk for whenever the next whenever the next time I stream this, just because try and fit everything one at a time. Probably just going to be a bit redundant. Might as well bring it up when it becomes a bit more relevant.